Last week, Greg and I discovered and uncovered, see what I did there? Buried pathways left over from the previous owner that have been buried in dirt and debris for over 30 years. We found dozens of these gorgeous sandstones in the dirt, and Greg began working on digging these up and creating borders for the paths. So, what started as a simple stone border along the pathway grew into building stacked stone walls and a runoff for better drainage. Come along this week as we bring these forgotten pathways to life, and so much more. Timber! Alright, so we are back into it today, doing some more landscaping.
Earlier than we normally do.
Earlier, yeah, exactly. It's like 8 a.m., bright and early. You know what they say about the early bird? What do they say?
The early bird feeds the chipmunks.
Feeds the chipmunks. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So
you can't see it right now, but there's like a chipmunk literally walking around our feet right now begging Henry for peanuts.
I know. They're shameless. They're shameless. It's like me when Greg is hungry. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. It's like me when Greg is cooking.
Yes.
We discovered a ton of buried pathways on our property that haven't seen the light of people in literally decades. They've been buried away.
The light of day?
The light of day. You know what I mean.
It's early.
It's early, exactly. That's my excuse.
So the goal for today is to wrap up that river rock. So we'll
Fingers
see
crossed.
What happens.
Yeah, fingers are crossed and toes. Do you want to get started, babe?
Let's get started.
Let's get started.
Everybody follow along as we take on the day.
Woohoo! Give me a kiss. Mwah. While Greg gets started on the buried pathways, I'm actually going to finish some mulching that hasn't been finished yet in the front yard. And then we should be almost wrapped up with mulching. Hi. Hello. Coco the chipmunk just came up to me, begging for food, but I don't have any peanuts with me. Anyways, gonna get started.
City lights that burn so bright, starry nights in countrysides we'll find all we need in this life.
What you doing, babe? What you doing?
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Not doing the thing I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, what are you doing?
So, you know, we were planning on working on the river rock this morning,
Yes.
but we started early, which is a good thing. So in the meantime, I got out my new pole saw.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm trim some of those branches I was meaning to do for a while now. And it's really cool, actually. You just push the button and it just goes out to wherever you need it to.
Wow.
And it's a giant pole saw.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? Like, how cool is that?
That's really cool.
And it's like really light.
Wow.
We will get back to River Rock in a bit, but first I'm gonna cut some branches.
That it carried us home.
Timber. Greg likes big branches and he cannot lie. So I got the rest of the mulch done, so the upper front yard is pretty much done with the mulch, except for the pathways over there, which Greg is working on. Now I'm going to touch up the, what are they called, babe?
Hardy hibiscus.
Hardy hibiscus. So I gotta trim up some branches, put some mulch in, and really touch it up. It's really bright, by the way. All right, here I go. What do you think, babe?
Out of breath carrying that giant branch into the woods, but I love it. It opens up the driveway so much more. Really looks good. And it's gonna help the plants grow a lot better down here because they weren't getting enough light. Now they are.
And now Greg gets started on the pathways.
Hey everybody, Greg here. I am working on the path and I finally rounded the corner. So we've got the side here on the right all dug out. And now we're gonna move on around the corner here and wrap up. And if I can kind of awkwardly crawl over here, you can see we're gonna have the path circle around and connect up at the entrance. So super interesting. As I dig into here, there's like a bunch of old river rock that are really big that I keep finding in the dirt here, which is kind of making it tricky to dig out the path on this side. But at the same time too, I'm collecting all this big river rock that I can use instead of mulch in this little island that we're gonna build in the center, which is awesome because shoveling this stuff is a pain and we don't have to pay for it.
I'm in the backyard doing a little bit of weed pulling, which feels good because it's really hot and humid outside and it's shady back here. So getting a little temperature break. Pull these weeds, pull these weeds. So many weeds, so many weeds. I mean, look at all these weeds. They gotta go, gotta go. Even though the yellow ones are pretty, they're still killing things by them, so gotta go. So Greg's been working his little tail feather off on these pathways and they look amazing. You've done really good, babe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, just being honest.
Yeah.
So, guess what time it is?
It's time to get started.
It's time to get started with river rock, baby. So we're actually gonna start filling in these pathways.
The landscape fabric first.
Yes.
Which typically I'm not a fan of, especially in flower beds. It often makes more trouble than it's worth. But when you're putting river rock down for pathways, it's nice because it keeps the river rock from like sinking down into the mud, and it just kind of keeps a nice little separation between the river rock and the dirt. We're gonna lay that down first. We thought ahead and bought landscape fabric that's the width of the path that we're making.
Wow.
So we just get to roll it out, cut it when it gets to the end, and we should be good. So
Yay. All right, let's get started.
see how it looks.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. And this is where the pathways are currently before River Rock, pre-River Rock.
We'll get there together. We'll get there together. I'll meet you at the starting line.
This is a professional way of doing it.
We'll get there together. We'll get there together. If it takes all day or night, hand in hand we'll both arrive. Oh, oh, oh,
I can't believe it fits perfectly.
It really does.
You wanna see the sunrise, starry nights and endless seas. We're writing our own story. Let's go and make this what it's meant to be. Let's scream it out. Let's go and make this what it's meant to be.
All right, babe, it's 7 p.m. Shall we call it a day?
You want to do just like one more gorilla cart of rock? Maybe?
I think we should call it a day.
Just one?
We'll get there together. We'll get there together. If it takes all day or night, hand in hand we'll both arrive. Yeah, hand in hand we'll both arrive. Hand in hand we'll both arrive.
It's getting buggy out here. Anyways, so we are wrapping up for the day.
We are.
Where are we at with everything, babe?
So we've got all of the fabric down for the front side of the pathway, and we've got the stepping stones in place, and we've got a fourth of the river rock done, and then we're going to bring additional loads of river rock over and keep dumping it on the fabric because it's really heavy. And if I try to do it all in one day like I did before, you end up laying flat on your back on a foam roller. So don't want to do that again.
No, exactly. Gotta pace it out because with landscaping, I've learned that you can set a specific time to do something, but it's going to take 3 times that time that you set to do it. So just gotta plan
And that's
out.
just the effect I have on doing projects.
in everything in
Then
general.
you throw in landscaping on top of that, and it's just
like, oh my
schedule
goodness.
goes to the wind.
Yeah, but I'm so excited about these pathways.
It'll be fun to walk Gizmo on, the little loop, you know, we're going on walks and stuff. And then also the upper flower beds, you know, I've got a really large mulch area. And before we had to like haul the mulch over the retaining walls. Now we'll be able to just wheel the gorilla cart right through the pathway and shovel the mulch out right onto the flower beds and call it a day.
Call it a day, yeah?
It's a twofer.
It's a twofer. I got a bug in my hair. So what's next with these pathways is we're going to finish them. So we
Yeah.
almost got river rock on an entire pathway, and then Greg's going to connect multiple as well too. So exciting stuff.
Yeah. Coming up next week, or possibly the following, depending on how this week goes, we'll have another update for you on the progress of the pathways, along with some additional mulching. So
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And follow Habitually Henry on
Stop.
Instagram, because
Oh.
he might have some stories along the week of the progress.
That's true. And if not,
You want a preview?
and if not, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's a requirement. But
That's
you
true.
know, requirement,
That's very true.
subscribe. Below, follow Habitually Henry on Instagram. Anyways, thank you all so thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye. We're a little slap happy. We've been going since 8 a.m.
My brain.
Don't judge us.
My brain is not
I'm
working.
covered in bugs and sweat. Also, did you know that flamingos can fly?